Well, hello there, internet friends. It's Too Old for Gaming, and today we're playing another exciting 10 versus 10 here on Lenina. I am playing on the Axis side as the 4A Monterosa, the Italian division. I am going to be using my Alpinis to defend the forest flags. So, ideally, we capture these hamlets back here. We'll see what we can do. For my initial setup, I'm bringing in the bricks of 45mm light mortars along with the Panzerschreck team, a Pioneer commander, and a bunch of Pioneers, the GNR units. And we got a couple of these DaVinci CA 20mm cars as well. On the far left, I'm bringing in the GNR Esploratori to just kind of see what's going on back here. We have a little bit of help from another player on the team. We've got a Panther in the town, a machine gun set up, and looks like we've got a platoon of Panzergrens. Folks, this is the first video I am taking using the new computer setup here, hoping that we don't have a crash. I've attempted to set up AI noise suppression to reduce my keyboard noise. Unfortunately, the three methods I've tried, none of them have worked, so still working on that. If you get annoyed by the clicking, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's covered up by the game noise. So, right now, covering the flag here, we've got it. Take a look around the map really quick here. Pack 40 in dangerous position out here in the open. Not sure what he was thinking. Probably not paying attention to the routes. Looks like a plane just went down, or another one just went down in the town here. Got guards trying to assault near the church, but being stopped by some Fallschirmjäger teams. Only a recon team and a Jagdpanzer over here. I'm not sure where the heck all of our troops are. I'm guessing, if I can't recall, this was played a week or two ago. This might have been on tactical, and of course, my infantry are only 20 points apiece, and I brought in no armor, so that's probably why I have so much more stuff. I have these 0x75-13 75mm guns as well. I'm moving one in close because they do have heat rounds. Not that they're super effective, but the closer your artillery is anyways, the more accurate it is. I'm going to move into the forest area now that we've got our team set up, and I'm trying to spread out, so, because here we go. We are already getting artillery. He thinks we're way ahead because the line is pushed so far forward. We got nothing over here. So the game doing us some favors where he thinks we're already pressing him. I'm going to move these Pioneers forward into the woods here. We will not, we don't really have enough equipment to push into the sector, so if you're playing the game and you're like, okay, well, I'm good here, keep going forward. But you know, he's probably got a bunch of tanks and stuff back here. You could try probing. I think maybe with reconnaissance, probably the best idea. See what the enemy's got there. But if you don't have another division who's really backing you up with armor and stuff, just wait until you can build up your forces. So we got our little exploratory team here in the woods. Can't see anything. They're well hidden. And then we got this AS-42. Doesn't have the 20mm, but the same car with that 8mm Beretta 38. Enemies not seen yet. I also have these Auto Protetto AS-37s with different reconnaissance teams. Looks like an anti-aircraft set on that, but I doubt it actually works in the game as an AA gun. Be kind of cool if it did. Not sure how effective it would be. Finally spotting the enemy. Looks like we got some disheartened infantry impressed into service and an anti-tank gun. The Cherno squad's getting suppressed, taking casualties. GNR team's got the Beretta 30, not that bad. And based on our terrain, having 4 TZ-45 submachine guns is pretty nice. I also have that extra effectiveness in terms of their optics. Oh, it's starting to take a few casualties, though. But this M45, he's taking quite a few hits. So one of them's at least going to die, and now we're 75. Horribly inaccurate. From I'm guessing 1913. Just firing away. Hopefully we can get him suppressed. So he gets scared off here. I actually pulled my team back. There's no reason to continue taking casualties here to the enemy's AT guns. I saw the ISU-152 and said, no, these guys are going to get absolutely nuked. Let's call them back. I do have an Alpina team over here with a Panzerfaust covering the area. They also have that MG-42 light machine gun. I've moved up another GNR squad here to use basically as reconnaissance because of that security buff. And Brixes are spread out a bit. Ideally, I'd like to keep spreading this out, but, you know, there's quite a bit of management in here, so you're always kind of moving things around, and sometimes things get left behind. So, mortar's dropping in. He must have seen my trucks coming in. Or, no, he's going after the 75. These things only cost 45 points, and he takes a direct hit. There are 2 men left on that gun. We'll see. Look at all this artillery coming in back here. Let's go look around the map. This is a little boring. Alright, checking out the town here. So it looks like the Soviets have managed to push out our Fallschirmjäger teams. Got a lot of squads in here. A lot of action going on. These Panzergren teams running out of ammunition. We got another one moving forward here, starting to surrender these guys. So the town battle really torn. They're actually winning here, and these ISU-152s are all over the map. Up north here, south, I don't know what direction this is. There's no compass. We're not on this flag either, and our Nashorn is not doing anything. We have no reconnaissance. Guys, you gotta... This guy's not even positioned to see anything. You need recon here. This guy's not calling any of your recon. We got that plane up here, which is good, but I doubt the spotting ability is quite as effective as having reconnaissance on the ground. Alright, looks like the enemy's artillery has taken a toll on our team. All those mortars he bought, suppressing our guys, and because there's... So, this would be my suggestion to you folks. If you're in an area like right here where it's being shelled by artillery, just pull your guys back. No reason to just sit there and take casualties. We're still holding the flag. I'm going to start getting my 45s in here. The Cherno squads are going to get suppressed pretty fast. But we got a whole platoon here, and these Pioneers only got these Carcanos, so really, you don't want to pull them out. I'm going to move up this little armored car, though, who can provide some support here. And so I'm trying to counter battery manually here on these guys, but, I mean, he's spent the last, the majority of Phase A buying artillery pieces, so should be interesting. Guys, this is a long grind. This is an hour-long match that went all the way, so strap in and crack open a beer. We're going to be here for a while. So I brought in, I'm continuing to bring in leaders to support my guys here and give them veterancy buffs. I love the fact that it reduces the amount of casualties they take. Not to get too off topic, but I just really feel like the ground play, the overall gameplay in this is a lot more fun than Orno's setup of being able to continually reinforce squads instantly and like repair tanks on site. It's just like if there's a crit on something, I get it, but like being able to bring a tank to full health after it's been shot by Abrams just doesn't make any sense to me. I hope they change some of those settings to mirror the gaming experience of Steel Division 2 because I just find it so much more enjoyable. Feel free to comment if you disagree, but this is still like to me, the best multiplayer RTS game I've ever played. And I really hope we get a Steel Division 3 or we get like new maps or something here to keep players engaged. So I would say, like, so I pulled everyone back because he's shelling this area. Once the shelling finishes, I will push them back forward. I do have my little recon car here making sure he's not going to go across. So That's the nice thing, right? Like, I can tell if he's going to advance, then I just move my guys forward another 50, 75 meters, and we got him taken out. So, Squid, I believe, quit here, so I'm getting tons of support from the AI now. Much more helpful in this match than any human players, unfortunately. The Auto Protetto spotting some infantry out here, and the Panzergrens probably going to die off here. ISU 152, seeing all this equipment driving out in the open, should be a fun show. Kind of curious to see what happens here. That thing reloads pretty slow. I think in real life it was even slower than that by quite a bit, though. IL-2 37 coming in to fire on all these vehicles here. The Dovanukes spotting and firing. Love seeing all those little air bursts up there. It's so beautiful. Shooter knocked out on the ISU 152 by this PaK 38 50mm, buying us a little extra time. AI lacking human intelligence, just running people out in the open. But with the reconnaissance teams here, boy, this flank's really open. So, and these IG-18s are also just firing away at this ISU 152. I'm not sure if he's taking any damage though. No damage yet, just getting really suppressed from all the fire. We're dealing with some UK converted gunners. These teams are actually pretty decent because their damage rate on these are a 1.3. The rate of fire at 371 because there's so many guns out there. So these guys can be dangerous. Not a bad pick. I would probably back them up with some squads with LMGs. But if you're in a forest like this, they're pretty decent. And these GNR squads are decent too. 10-man team, 20 points. 4 submachine guns. I got all these Alpinis back here. I'd say this is too bottled up. There's not a lot of places to move to. Because the AI is all over here. And the enemy must have run out of... He must have run out of ammo, right? Because, like, we're not being shelled anymore. Like, everything just dead stopped here in Phase B. So, GNR get pinned by this KV-8S. Very unique vehicle. You don't see these in many divisions. I don't know how many they're in. 1 or 2, probably. So ISU 152 getting forced back. B-25s just coming in, dropping bombs. Everyone here falling back. All these disheartened East Front troops. But they will never push back the Italians. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Get a ground level. Look at that. This guy's bombing his own troops, right? Or are those ours? No, those are ours. Alright, so the little recon car doing a good job. 700 rounds left. Trying to push these guys back. Got the infantry spam. I don't think the Saperi are going to get in close enough, though, to take out this guy. We're going to probably kill him off first. We've got a couple squads here, and our GNR units get pinned down. Having to move my guys back into position here. Lots and lots and lots of troops. So I will say the enemy team doing a great job. They shelled our position, and then now here comes like the human wave rush. So backed by big guns. I mean, their enemy is doing exactly what you should do. And we're going to do our best to hold the line with AI on our left flank and a bunch of Italians. So I will bring in additional artillery units. I mean, these guys are basically there to break these disheartened infantry. Now we're dealing with some armor in the woods here too. An M4, which is an absolute terror when you get into woods. With those 3 machine guns and a 75. Definitely a challenge. Here a plane. Oh yes, I did bring in an MV410 3A to spot everything. We got lots of units back here. Look at all these. And so part of the reason I brought him in was to test. I will bring in units to test the anti-aircraft net. So I did buy an RE 2002 Areti, which is a pretty decent fighter bomber. Really needs something to take on these ISU 152s, though. I mean, they're just causing us terror. And I have some Panzerschreck teams here, but again, you're only going to reach like there. So definitely a challenge. Alpini got spotted out in the open. These Pioneers should be able to burn these guys to a crisp or get them to surrender. All right.
Please, don't shoot.
We surrendered these guys, and the other ones are running away. So Pioneer team's definitely effective. Our 20 mils, unlike the Flak 38s, actually somewhat effective at suppressing and pushing off enemy planes. If you watch my last video, you'll see how awful the Flak 38 is. I really hope they fix that. I think they made like 100,000 of them. If it was that bad, they wouldn't. So all my guys, just again, I'm keeping them back from the front line because we're taking artillery fire, and I need to move up my anti-tank to take on these ISUs. I'm gonna try and hit them with the Brixas. Definitely a challenge, but getting them suppressed so they're more likely to miss. But however, the splash in these things is so huge. I mean, he's getting pretty suppressed, but just not. There we go. He's falling back now. So I have several 75mm Pack 40s. Call them the Cannon 7543. I don't think there's a difference. No, it says Pack 40 right there. So we get APCR shells, which is nice. This Pioneer is unfortunately caught out in the open. It doesn't matter who that is. He's got 7 men, so these guys are screwed. I've got a single-man GNR squad here with his Brita. Alpini's getting caught out in the open here. So shelling, enemies shelling our position. We were just about to get this guy into position, and the shelling restarted. He must have reloaded all his artillery. So unfortunately, was not able to get the 75mm AT gun into position here. And our Alpini's just getting totally suppressed by these 50 caliber guns. And unfortunately, probably going to die off crawling away in the woods. Moving Brixas back into position to keep suppressing him. Now the M4 Sherman moving forward. He disappears out of view for a moment. We're in Phase B with 2 minutes to go, and then we'll be in Phase C for the remainder of the match. I did bring in additional artillery pieces. As you guys are well aware, these World War I pieces are very inaccurate. Blast is about 5,000. But again, I do have radios though, so they definitely help with the accuracy, getting them somewhat close. And I brought in the commander, which we didn't see earlier, to beef him up. He's just out of range at the moment. I'm starting to bring in my tank units. The Italians, as you all may well know, have a significant amount of medium and light tanks you can bring in. It's got a 47mm gun on it and 2 Britas for 20 points. And so the armor thickness is not great, but I would consider them like, they're a good infantry support tank for 20 points. I mean, that's a squad. It's not bad. So B-25 Mitchell's coming back in. The shelling coming back in here. And friendly AI just continuing to march his infantry out into the open. But hey, at least I have some support here and some bullet sponges. Now my Brixas were actually getting counterbatted. This one's pinned down. So it would be significantly difficult to break into the town through the open field here. You would need to smoke all of this. So, ME-410 running out of fuel and evacuating again. Remember, we've got a Sherman in here somewhere too, so I gotta be careful with these M15s as we move them forward. So far though, we're in We're in phase C. We haven't lost any ground. We're fighting how many players here? 1, 2. We're fighting 2 players. 2 on 1. It's not bad. Wouldn't really consider AI walking out in the open a threat. And currently we're at a 17-15. So we are in the lead, but they just switched it back. And so ISU 152 just got killed, I believe, right? Did he get killed or go out of view? No, he's dead right there. It didn't show up on the little reader on the right, but the cannon managed to take him out. We're only at 500 meters, so goodbye. Leaving these guys back. I mean, their guns are going to have difficulty penetrating the front of a Sherman. You have to kind of swarm them. It'd be very difficult to maneuver in this area. Stuke 3 committing suicide against the M2 90mm. So I'm bringing in Recon here to assist in looking over here, because I'm not sure if this was AI or a person. If they're a person, they're making like... Well, this might be a person, because they're moving forward with some intelligence here. You have 2 SG-42s back here who are just making life a nightmare. And look at all these beefy squads. Stern Pioneer's going to get pinned by these M4s. I'm moving back my 75. I don't have a lot to play with, so I don't want him to take these out with his infantry teams. I mean, we've got a bunch of infantry here. I'm trying to bring in my fighter bomber at this point. See if we can get on target here. Oh, 50 cals firing at us. And he doesn't drop. What are you doing, dude? You went all the way down. It'd get forced off. You had that big old bomb right there, and you didn't drop it. Oh, well. Such is the Italian Air Force. All right, so enemy forces finally breaking into our sector here. Alpini's definitely outmatched here. I think I've used up all my cards of GNRs. So these Alpini teams right now just holding it. I didn't fall them back because I tied them up to drop 45s. If you're wondering, like, why didn't you just fall these guys back? I just wanted to drop 45 mils on them, suppress them. He must have infantry over here spotting my tanks because he's starting to shell this position. And we got these guys pinned. So, see? Got these guys pinned with the 45s. You just surrender with one single man there. Kind of cheese, but it works. I mean, these light motors are a terror, man. These SG-43s are a terror, too. So I'm softening up this position over here before my Alpini get in there. These Alpini they have the magnetic mines. I think that's the only difference. They're 20 points. The Panzerfaust ones are 20 points as well, but I think you only get 1 deck of them. So he must have seen, oh wow, tons of artillery coming in. Bring in the auto blindas, 41. Great recon vehicle. And we just have a mass, probably a whole company of men over here pinning us down. We had to push our tanks back, so you get good enemy play, man. I'm impressed with these guys doing a good job of trying to push us off here, but whew, that was a big explosion that took out our tank. So these auto blindas got to get in here to support, but remember, we've got a Sherman up here, man. So we got to figure out how to deal with that as well. We got a single-man team up here guarding our right flank and a 3-man group. 20 mils, though, doing a great job of just pinning these gunners down. So now we've got U.S. gunners, too, and they got M1 Garands. So fortunately for us, they're disheartened. They can get forced off. And these 20 mils and Brita 38's doing a good job, but the M4 pops his head out, destroys one, and is reloading. I'm trying to bring in a bomber now with 5 250-kilogram bombs. Take a look at this thing. This thing looks ancient. I mean, this probably was used in the Spanish Civil War, I'm guessing. Unfortunately, we get forced off right away. He's got anti-aircraft units pushed way forward, so thought we'd get the bombs off since the line's right here, but these guys have pushed things right up to the end, and they managed to shoot them down. Unfortunate. So, Italian Air Force not going to be able to drop bombs here. There's absolutely no way we're going to be able to advance against this combined enemy force. So we do have 81mm mortar support now, but still at a 17-15. So our single-man Alpini team, is this one? It's got to be more. We got one man. He's got the Brita in his arm. Says he's firing K98 and reloading his MG42. I'm not sure how that's possible. Take a look at the town. Look at that. Give it to the Luftwaffe. Just threw all their extra men at the city and took it over. And hey, look at this. We got infantry across the river up here. So things not looking quite so horrible. We got a couple off-map units up here. OB-25 firing at an elephant, not going to do anything but scratch the paint. So we've got to maintain our position. I can't see us making a breakthrough against the divisions we're fighting. So, but we can't let them break through either. We do have these AI Stuke 3s, which are nice. And so, like, I did bring in my 90mm. These are the best thing for anti-tank the Italians have, but I really need them for anti-aircraft. As you saw, they were starting to bring in bomber units, and we're dealing with ISU 152s. I'm not going to waste this team. So I've got 2 of these 100s in right now, and I'm trying to move them around because I was getting counter-batteried. This one's not firing at the moment, but he has been. I've got my 75 on auto defense for the moment. And enemies continue to shell our position. I did bring in an MG42, however, quite difficult to use. And here comes in the Soviet Air Force. Sometimes I wish they would throw this up right in front of me. So taking a look at what's going to happen to our position after, I don't know, is that 10 bombers coming in? Takes out several units, suppresses the rest here at the center. So we're going to need more anti-aircraft. He finally captured our flag. This combined force has finally captured it. I'm having to pull back my 75. Again, I'm pinned, so can't do anything. Still have a mortar left. I got my MG42. My Pioneers are pinned. Hopefully they're in the line, so we're okay. We got nothing for anti-tank in this position. Trying to pull everyone back. Alpini's coming in as quickly as they can in these old trucks. So I have moved in a 75mm, which I'll move to the front shortly here to help these tanks that are out in the open. We're shelling this position now, trying to spread these out into 2 different squads supporting each other over here. Can't forget about that Sherman, though. So, friendly player spending money on artillery. Could use more CQB infantry or armored support would be helpful, but if he wants to counterbat, that's definitely helpful too. Panzerschreck team moving into position here to take out this Sherman. Nice. And oh man, he paid for that as soon as he revealed his position. Enemy fire coming from the woods to kill our Panzerschrecks. Alpini team, though, there to stop them with the Bersaglieri. These guys got G43s and a Brita. under heavy assault here. We're going to start using our 45s on this position. Take out one, take out two. Man, I love these things. So we're sweeping the field here, and we got our flag back. So for a total of, what, 1 minute of the game, we've lost our flag. So, again, I know we're being defensive. It's just because we don't... What am I going to do against Nice, too? Just can't do anything. It's got his AA pushed up. I would have to figure out a way to wipe all this stuff out. It's just not going to happen. 7/2 gets nuked out in the open here, and now we've got Andrusha fire, I think, or Katusha fire, or it's the Kalapi or whatever it's called, the American. Ooh, that was close. Recon teams, Italian recon, I feel like is very strong. We're double vetted here too. MG42 just out of view of these Chernos. Start firing shortly, moving my leader back into position as well. So we've managed to hold off the enemy's attack here. Got Pioneers trying to sweep this way. I believe we lost some Alpina teams to the enemy's engineers. Engineer satchel charges, very strong. Try to chase down these guys. So, unfortunately, enemies saturating large caliber rounds down here. 152s or something like that, causing us to fall back from our position. So, we will need to make a push to clear this forest at some point. We gotta at least keep this area. Bring in a 75 here to assist with this area. It's very hard to get a Panzerschreck forward right now. This guy's pinned down from all the artillery. I'd love for him to get a shot off right now. Misses because he's so suppressed, and he's going to probably pay for that with his life. All these guys still pinned down. They're falling back a little bit. We take out the 105, which is pretty important. More and more bombers coming onto our position, so this has turned into a big battle. Pioneers advancing back in the woods. Enemy armor still a problem. More PE-2 bombers coming in. 250 kilogram bombs on board. Getting a lot of them to fall back, but there are many, and more. Now we've got B-25s coming in. Oops, sorry guys. Have to stay on that bomber. Let's see what happens down here. I see bombs going off. And they're going right on all this area. A lot of them missing. We do manage to destroy one B-25. These 90 mils, I got 3 of them set up, guys. Like, I think I had 3 or 4, like all of them. He's running out of ammo here.
Don't shoot.
So, we've got our 20 millimeters. I even bring in the 20 millimeter ground guns, but unfortunately that just happened. So we've cleared out this section of the woods. We're getting this back, but the enemy is just attritioning us like crazy. Fortunately, we're Italian, so we have a lot of men to spare. 75 millimeter gun trying to move back into position here. Enemy artillery fire has stopped momentarily. Alpini squad getting killed by these large converted gunner teams with their M1 Garands. Very quick work. So things not great at the moment. Our P-2640s, which are our best tank, do manage to take out one, or maybe it was this Panzer IV. No, we did take one because it showed up on mine. I like these tanks. Get the 75. Only 600 bullets, though. That's like nothing. They do 90 mils of penetration, so not halfway decent. Not halfway bad. Got Another almost platoon of pioneers marching forward here. He's got guys right here, so I'm helping these guys from getting absolutely crushed by bringing these P-26s on. I got the cannon here, but it's hard to maneuver in the swamp. I can't move forward. This is definitely a challenging area to bring in any sort of vehicle or large caliber gun. Left flank, I've just got my cannon here, which is not good because all the AI stuff is way back here. Stern pioneers need to be at the front, not guarding the rear. But I can't do anything about the AI. So I'm taking my reinforcement truck, which will probably take 2 minutes to get there, to resupply our 90mm anti-aircraft guns. I also brought some of these 20mm up fairly close. I do like to use these for ground fire. I mean, this is, I think, probably the best light caliber gun in the game. 20mm AA gun, the Cannon 20. Love this thing for 40 points. RE-2002, will he get on? Nope, still can't get on target, even though they're pushed back past our flag. Man, this guy's just really causing us problems with these anti-aircraft units. I did try shelling these areas. Just not capable of destroying those units. Got my 75mm in place, so I've got high explosive turned off. I do not want to reveal my position by wasting rounds on disheartened infantry. So, trick for you guys, you want to ambush a heavy tank, you can set it to like 20%, which I did. 20% guaranteed penetration, roll the die, and turn off high explosive. And then these IS-2s, like he already took a pen from that gun. So he gets in close. That's why he's retreated. He was trying to push these guys up. He's not going to. So some very, very dangerous go-to units. The Saperi ROKS units here. I am so happy we have the P-2640s in place to help with pinning these guys, because I think, honestly, if these two guys weren't here right now, this would probably all get wiped out and he'd advance forward. My reinforcements coming in, and he's smoking us. He's trying to smoke us to stop. I don't know if he has any of those other squads or Panzerfaust in here. That's why I'm not getting too close. Like, I mean, if I lose this armor here, that's very bad for the situation. I get a single half pioneer squad here. Alpinis, though, in position now with the Saperis suppressed. Oh, no, more B-25s. Never ends. We get this one pushed off, but we got more behind. Let's see what happens. Look at this. What a battle. Now you guys know why I showed you this one. I love showing the breakthrough stuff, but sometimes these grinders, like, they're pretty fun. If I can beat you with two players just nuking the hell out of me, like, and maintain my position, that makes me feel pretty good about the strategy I'm using. We destroyed another B-25 with the AA fire. Unfortunately, the Saperis, man, wow, they surrendered an entire platoon. P-26 goes down, the other suppressed here, M4 is moving in. Everyone pinned here due to all this air power, and there's nothing I can do about it. I think I brought in every anti-aircraft unit I have in my deck. And you've obviously seen what happens to fighters when I bring them in. I mean, they're instantly suppressed, so we're doing our best to keep them from dropping their bombs. All these guys, though, retreating. We are just going to start dropping all of our artillery on this forested area here to keep them pinned down so they can't advance. So I've reloaded these. This is my last 90mm, who's in position already firing. This one's getting bombed, but these guys keep running out of ammo. They don't hold very much. Moving my 20mm forward, again, they are great at anti-infantry. There's just something about the 4A that I really enjoy. I think their units are fun. These pioneers have used their flames so much, they're basically out of them at this point. We pushed forward into the enemy's position, but we didn't get any support here, so. Panzer IV, though, big help. I mean, that's what we need. We need a little bit of armored support. He's not really at risk unless there's a bazooka team up there. We haven't seen any bazooka teams yet, so I doubt he had any on the board. Stern Pioneers fighting Saperi, probably going to lose. Even though he's double vetted, he's still going to lose. Saperi ROKS teams are super powerful. So hey guys, I told you, we're going to take back this line. That was my goal. Again, going to be way too hard to keep pushing forward here. But we are going to maintain our position for the team. We're at a 17-15. Boy, this is a close match, guys. 75 has been shooting. He's just out of view right now. He's just out of that 20% range. I'm not going to waste that shot. He doesn't see me. Come a little closer. So, bringing another company of men here. Alpini Panzerfaust. I guess I did have another deck of those. Still got my AS-42 over here to spot. Trying to see. Should probably move up just a little bit more. It's like just out of position for seeing this road. But we've got MS3s coming in with a KV-85 and a T-38 M2. This is not going to be a problem, but everything else over here definitely going to be an issue for this AS-42. Guns are cooling down at the moment. Bringing in another recon car with a 20 mil. Again, these guys are AA guns as well, so I need as many as I can from what we've seen here. The air raid sirens going off yet again. While we wait for our infantry to reach the front line, let's go check out and see what the rest of the team's doing. Wow, great job, guys. They took the farm, but they're battling against some IS-2s, which are going to be quite tough. Tiger might be in close enough to crack those nuts. Maintaining control of the town, that's excellent, and pushing hard on the bridge. Great job, guys. Keeping that just off this flag. We get a recon unit up here. You probably see a guy like right in here. You just drop a couple 81mm mortars on him. He's dead. You get that flag back. All right, let's go back to our front. So, lots and lots and lots of infantry, and Panzer IV goes down to another vehicle over here. P-26 here. Oh, he doesn't get spotted yet. Oh, gets a pen. They pen each other. M4 Sherman retreats. We're reloading. And the Alpinis actually attempting to push the line now. P3's coming in for a bombing run in the AI. Managed to force them all back. Bombs fairly ineffective. Nisi 6-pounder here. Definitely got to take him out. The Nisi teams in this game are very dangerous. Alpini's fighting engineers, they're going to get absolutely blown to shreds by satchel charges, unfortunately. The engineer teams, I think they get beefed because they're quite good. Leaving a couple squads in reserve back here, always good in case you get nuked by bombers or artillery, to have a few squads. I was going to try and run in on this guy with our Alpini teams, but the triple machine guns and cannon able to push us back, and I just did a fall back with them. I'm moving up a 75 though. Oh man, manages to take out our tanks. So unfortunately we're down to these auto blindas and the M15 here with the 45 mil, which will be okay for infantry support, but it's not going to be effective against that M4 unless we get a side shot. I don't know if I noticed that the tank was turned though when I was playing this, so I was trying to get those Alpinis in. But look at it, it's like just like a hair out of range. Nisi teams, we get my pioneering spin. We do have a little bit of support here from friendly infantry, but not enough, and we surrender. I gotta take out this M4. As you can see, I've commanded everyone to take out the M4. The Nisi goes down. We finally get him. We got him. I don't know which vehicle got him. We'll check in the stats at the end, but we did. Maybe it was the M15. There's another. No. The Nisi rifle team with their bazooka takes out our tank. Oh man, our armor's getting wiped here. We got a platoon over here guarding. Our 20 millimeters just back so the KV-8 can't kill us off, but I keep inching him forward as well. We've got a Cannon 75 I moved in, so remember we saw those guys coming forward, and I had that 75. Didn't really capture it in the action, but I moved him over. I moved this one up here too. And you can see just the line of dead vehicles over here. So, Pack 40 still super strong. Got a tiger in the woods. Don't see that often. Triple vetted too. Very, very risque. And the enemy Air Force coming back in, but the 20 mils up very close now, and the 90s start firing. Still gets his bomb load off though. So many targets to choose from, not enough anti-aircraft available. The enemy air power absolutely overwhelming as we are fighting basically 3 players now on this side of the map. I'm guessing he thinks that this is the position where they're going to break through and break us and win the game. Not today, allies! Oh man, they just capped 2 flags. So we're all pinned again. And again, I gotta give it to this enemy team. Like their strategy is not, they're not bad. It's not a bad strategy they're using. We do take on IL-2, which is incredibly hard in this game, so I'm very happy about that. Had to divert all my reinforcement ammo to anti-aircraft guns, and I'm like going back and forth between these two to keep them resupplied. This cannon over here down to 5 high explosive rounds left. Enemy armored push through the light woods. A reverse 1940 scenario. Tiger here trying to hold the line, but it was in 200 yards. I mean, they might get crits or pens on this guy. Especially if he gets scared and falls back. Just bounce, bounce, bounce. Nisi rifle squad's moving back in. I did call in a lot of light tanks. We might be able to get some side shots. If we don't get side shots, we can get these M8s so they don't take out our recon team. So one of the strongest infantry units in the team, in this deck, excuse me, are these Berslagiris, I believe. That's just my opinion, but I like that I can also bring him in these 5-point cars to provide extra fire support. He's moved up his M4 HST. Literally his vehicle for moving his heavy artillery around is now in the front lines, and he pays dearly for that. I've got more pioneering squads here. Alpini's holding the line for the moment, but I'm not sure how long they're going to last against all of these enemies. Artillery finally firing and moving the M14 41s back into position. So artillery on this spot. Want to maintain our line here. I told you guys, this is a grinder. We did manage to take out our AT guns with what appears to be artillery fire. I didn't see it. You guys might have. Tried to bring my RE 2002 again, and still incapable of getting bombs off. So, continuing to push these guys forward, because they got 3 submachine guns, 4 semi-auto rifles, and a Breeder 30, which is an auto rifle, so definitely good close combat unit. I mean, they're a smaller squad of 8 men, but I find them very useful. Trying to drop 100mm shells on these Nisis and this push of armor. Looks like one of the tanks did get blown up by the artillery fire. Pioneer is now advancing into the woods here to try and clear things out. Artillery actually doing a semi-decent job of landing where we need them. M14 ambushes that M8. M8's dangerous to these M14s, though. JU-88 coming in and drop a bomb load. Didn't really see where that hit. Take out another M8 here with our M14. Unfortunately, those Shermans, the King Tiger against the Italians. man. So, KV-8S is holding the left, and our 100mm is starting to get counter battery. We got real lucky that that didn't get blown up. Did bring in another one. He's not firing yet. And I keep moving my commander around to give him extra veterancy so they fire faster. I think at one point it moved them over to these 90s. We've got a 37 in here now, though, to keep backing things up. But, man, very difficult going against 3 players using air power in one small sector. So, quiet in the storm, lots of heavy equipment, and he's brought in 3 field guns. Looks like something out of the Revolutionary War out here. So, I believe he took out... No, he didn't. So we finished off all our APCR, and I see some burning wrecks here, so I'm guessing we took out some tanks. Alright, we caught these guys out in the open as they're trying to move more Saperi ROKS in place. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna die. We're running low on high explosive over here. Trying to move this guy up to shield, right? These guys don't have AT. The Razvedka teams might. Alright, that's going to get hot here in a second. We're moving 100s over to that area. I'm surprised 100s usually don't take a lot of counter battery fire, but I believe we took out a few units, so... Alright, let's look down the line again, see what's happening over here. So, we still got our farm. We got pushed off their farm. Probably due to all this super heavy equipment over here. We got pushed off the flag of the town. That's what pushed us back to a 16-16. That's kind of a bummer, guys. 8 minutes to go here. We're still winning the points war overall, but we managed to push forward into this sector and capture that flag. But we're incapable of going across the bridge here. Looks like we just destroyed a howitzer. Oh, he moved his howitzers up to the front line here. I'm not sure why he did that. But our Burslagiri is going to take care of them. Another one here. Very strange. Maybe just because of counter battery and he was trying to hit my guys back here and he didn't have the range. Cannon, go! Take him down to Chinatown. Yeah, you see how fast that was? Love this thing. Just chews up infantry like crazy. Got my M14 here helping out. And a little 5-point car doing the same. Bring in another one too. Definitely bring these guys in these 5-point cars. You never know when you need a little tiny armored car to help out. I did manage to take out my 75, which is a huge bummer, because I know I had another one over here. Bring in 2 more, and I'm not sure I've got any more than that. 6 minutes, 38 seconds to go. We did take out the KV-8S here with our Panzerfaust and our recon team. So he's visible, right? He's not blinking anymore. He's blinking. So I was going to try to bring him over, since this other one's hidden, and take out the second one there. Spotting the howitzer here and the converted gunners. These guys have dual MG42s, so triple vetted dual MG42 teams definitely do some work. 75's moving back into position here. Moving my 20mm back because we're running out of ammo. And I'm bringing in more M14s. I think I have like 20 of them. Any attempts by the enemy over here, getting stopped by the T-34. I wish I would have noticed this wasn't the best position. I'd rather seen further out. But he's still alive, so that says something. So we still have our line in the back because we know that the front line is going to take artillery, and now we have our left flank covered with many, many tanks. Probably too close together because it makes it a juicy target for enemy air power, which we know will be coming back in at some point. Now the enemy, though, oh my gosh, for maybe the first time in a while in the game, it's an 18-14. So we are on the defensive. They have captured the town over here. We have this big bubble in the front. We're trying to reinforce. We gotta take this sector back. Sturmpanzer are here too to help wipe out these infantry, but they gotta figure out how to get that flag and this flag. We've got one-man team here. You might even be able to move these Ost Legionnaires up, as long as they stay hidden and take that flag back. But we're running low on time. Looks like they did try to bomb again, but maybe didn't bring in everyone, brought in one. Probably because the other ones are damaged and on a timer still, and we took them down. So, bit of a stalemate in our sector right now. The most we've gotten to is right here, but just not enough gas in the tank to really do anything. And the AS-42 catching a bunch of Soviets out in the open and just letting that 20mm Model 35 rip. Oh man. This map is a love story to the Model 35. It's putting in good work. So, managing to force back an entire platoon of men with a single 25-point recon car. One of our tanks did go down. I believe I had pushed one up over here. So, definitely still some enemies here. Enemy back over here. Manages to spot the GNR team. Or he's just firing at the wood line, because I have my two guns here. So one of them's falling back. I might have hit the fallback command there, because I didn't want him to die off. Excuse me. So, continuing to suppress any attempts at assaulting our position here. More Nisi rifle teams. At 35 points, it cost a lot, man. Like, I've got 20-point Alpini teams. I know these guys are super strong, but I've got... These guys aren't terrible. Maybe I'm just biased towards the underdog. We're running out of ammunition, though. I've got another one here reloading this 90 mil. And here comes in the enemy air power. Even Yak fighters coming in this time. Takes out a Panzergren team. Takes out my Alpini team. Takes out... Almost takes out this third one. Another Panzergren team goes down. An M14 goes down. Everyone's pinned, but I do have my squads in the back here. M14 taking fire. Can you take someone out? We take out the M8. Because these guys will auto to the hardest target. You gotta manually... If you get in this situation where you're up against armor that's thick and light, like you got a combined forces attacking you, and you have a lighter tank, the AI is automatically gonna force them to try and kill the heaviest unit. You're never gonna do it. Redirect them manually to the lighter unit, so you can at least get some use out of them before they die, because they will die. This Alpini team, because he's got recon in here, this combined force is able to spot us in these woods. So if he didn't have his reconnaissance M8s, definitely be harder. I'm calling in bombers. Like, I'm trying to call in several now to see at least one can go through. Looks like we took out a T-34 somewhere. Are we gonna make it? We did. Let's see what happens here, boys. Alright, so we end up taking out an M8, we damage this commander. Take out the commander, get them all to fall back. Yes, we take out another M4, so the Italian Air Force finally able to get through the enemy's anti-aircraft net. End up taking out a Normandy fighter plane at the same time, and we're forcing these guys off our position. It's still an 18-14 with less than 2 minutes to go. Unfortunately, the rest of the team not capable of doing what we're doing here with one of the worst divisions in the game. I love 4A, though. It's just too fun to play with. M4 105! Stuck over here. Got to get these Alpinis up, but the Nisi squad trying to protect them with everything, and we managed to take them out with our Panzerfaust. Cannon over here getting stuck out with the Nisis. Nisi's super strong with the 2 BARs and the 9 M1 Grands, although down to 3 men. They do manage to kill us off. Converted gunners making a hard push. Everyone's pushing the last 10 seconds here. Another Nisi Rifletown team goes down. Cannon out here, firing at another cannon. Friendly artillery landing close to us because We're at the end of the match, and it is a minor defeat. No! Man, the Axis was winning like most of that game. Let's take a look and see what happened. So for us, we actually had a positive KD ratio. Very surprised. 35-23 to 30-15. When you look at our kills, Alpina team, look at you guys. Good job. The 100s actually took out that KV-8S, one of them. So 100 mil triple vet because of the commander out there. Did a great job. Dude, 45 mils, I'm telling you guys. Look at that. And this doesn't count the ones that got surrendered. These things are awesome. Pioneering, too. I mean, we surrendered half those guys. 75s did okay work. P26 managed to take out an M4. Pioneering, again. Great team. So, yeah, this is that one. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, guys. Return fire, 20% penetration. And I try to hide them at like 1,500 meters, not max range. And look at what we did. We got a KV-8S, an IS-2, and two T-34s. So this one only took out the M3S. That was on our right flank. M14s, Pioneers again. And then the recon team, he took out 3 howitzers that were moved up to the front line. Auto Blindo is just an absolute terror. Look at that. And that's about it. And that AS-42 20mm, getting those guys out in the open, actually took out 2 full squads. These bombers at the very end here ended up taking out that platoon of enemy armor. So looking at our losses, told you, man, these converted gunners, these US ones, if they're not suppressed, look at that. That must have been surrenders. 203s putting in work on our position. M4 did a good job, and then bombing units everywhere. More US gunners. Wow, US gunner teams, man. Really putting in work. B-25s, IS-2 took out a few units. M4 is great infantry tank. Nisi rifles, very strong. Nisi rifles, man. Guess they're worth those 35 points. M4 taking out 3 of our tanks. OB-25, I didn't catch this. You guys might have caught it. He took out several units. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't notice that. Maybe that was in the woods. More Air Force, M4. So we did 12% of the kills in the team with what is known as maybe the worst Axis division in the deck, and 10% of the command points and 9% of the casualties. So I gotta say, it was a long match. If you're still listening to me, thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave some comments, leave me some feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys want to see. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.